This is Blues View. Coming up, Greg Evans gives his verdict on Birmingham City's start to the season. Hello and welcome to Blues View. I'm Paul Bradley and I'm joined in our Fort Dunlop studios today by Greg Evans in for Colin Tatham. Hi Greg.
Hi Paul.
Well, I'm going to ask you today about Birmingham City's start to the season, how you think it's gone. Start off with an open question. Your general opinion on that start that Birmingham have made?
Well, they started pretty slowly to be honest, but it's gradually got a little bit better now. Everyone knows that the Blues' home form was going to be good. They're a big team. Away teams come to that game and they know it's a big scalp if they're going to get anything. And Blues are not going to concede many goals at home, and I don't think they'll drop many points, which they haven't so far. It's the away days which have been a little bit hard at the moment. Obviously last week they got that win that they needed at Nottingham Forest, but before that it's been a little bit hard.
And in terms of Chris Hughton's start at Blues at St Andrews, how do you think he's done, and including maybe some of the players that he's brought into the club?
Yeah, well, he's got a very tough job on his hands. Obviously, he's coming with very little amount of money to spend. He's had to players have wanting to leave, and he's had to change the squad around and deal with what he's got. But some of the players he's brought in are starting to show good signs. But Pablo, that they brought in from Albion, who was unproven, nobody really knew what he was capable of in England because of his time at Albion. He started to look pretty good. At Forest, he was very good.
And Chris Burke as well, he's turning into a bit of a game changer.
Well, yeah, Chris Burke is a player that's played the most amount of minutes so far this season, and there's no coincidence there. He's been a top performer. He's scored in the last 3 games, and Chris Burke's going to be there for assists mainly, so goals are an extra for him. But he started pretty well.
And the good thing for Birmingham City as a whole, as a club, is it seems that the majority of fans seem 100% behind Chris Hughton at the moment and the job he's doing. Yeah,
definitely. There's a lot of fans that are still questioning some of the board members, and they were a little bit worried about what's going on behind the scenes. But everyone I've spoke to is fully behind Chris Hughton, and they believe he's doing a good job.
Yeah, that'd be a massive boost for them. Now, turning on to some of those players, Chris Wood has had a fantastic start to the season, scored plenty of goals. What have you made of him?
Yeah, he's goals. His record speaks for itself. He's scored 8 goals now in. I think he's only started 7 or 8 games, so it's fantastic.
And Birmingham City have been knocked out of the Carling Cup, which will be a disappointment to fans so early in the season. But of course, they've got that massive bonus really of playing in the Europa League.
Yeah, well, it's never nice to go out any of the cups. You get most teams get the Carling Cup and the FA Cup. That's it, and them are the only 2 that they can impress in. Blues obviously did so well last year, and they were the holders. And to go out straight away, is a little bit upsetting for Blues. But against Manchester City, what do they expect away from home with the wealth of talent they've got? It was always going to be a tough ask. But yeah, they've got the Europa League, which they can focus on. The Braga result was disappointing, but to an extent expected. Braga got to the final last year. They're a fantastic team, but beating Maribor has really opened up the group. So if they can win the next 2 home games, they might progress for the group.
And just lastly, looking at the fixtures coming up for Birmingham City now, they've got Leicester, Bruges, Leeds and Brighton. They're some tough fixtures. How do you see things panning out, and just how important is this little stage now for Birmingham City running up to that Christmas period really? Yeah,
well, Bruges is a game that's that all the fans are really excited for. They can't wait for it, both the home and away games, so they're very big. The Leicester game is important because if they can beat Leicester, then it really alerts up the rest of the Championship that their home form is going to be formidable. Brighton, they've had a good start, but I firmly expect them to drop down the league. They're just running on adrenaline from last year. Blues home games are important, and I think that's where they'll pick up their most points this season.
OK, Greg, well, thanks for your thoughts today. And thank you for watching Blues View. We'll be back again same time next week.